Today, I'm going to be trying out the Dash 12-inch pizza griddle with dual cooking surfaces. Originally, I was not going to buy one of these, but I have a couple friends who bought one, and essentially they've been griddle shaming me. They've told me how good it works and that I really should get one to try. So I'm going to open it up and we'll have a better look at it. I picked this up at one of my local Walmarts for $30. Which I don't think is too bad of a price for what this thing can potentially do. I recently did a video on the Dash ceramic coated griddle, and I do want to say that I'm not sponsored by Dash. This is not a sponsored video. It just so happens I'm reviewing another one of their products, like I said earlier, because I was essentially being griddle shamed. Out of the box, there's really not a whole lot to see on the pizza griddle. It has a power and heat light on the front to let you know that it is powered on and when it's ready to be used. There's no on-off switch, so it would just need to be plugged in. The thing that makes the pizza griddle more unique than most of them is that it can open up to 180 degrees, giving you two flat griddle surfaces. And in addition to that, it does have a lip all the way around both the top and the bottom sections of the griddle, so you can cook things that are watery or runny and not have them running off. My intention is to use this as a pizza cooker. I don't see a whole lot of uses for me to use it as a regular griddle, especially considering I have not only the Dash griddle, but the Blackstone E-Series. But it is nice to know if I do want to cook something that may be soupy or liquidy, I can do it on the Dash. It does have a non-stick coating, which is not ceramic, and ceramic is always my preferred coating, but unfortunately there are a lot of these small appliances that are just not available in ceramic. The construction seems like it's fairly sturdy for what it is. The only drawback that may be a problem in the future is where the two surfaces meet from the top and the bottom when you close it. I'm anticipating probably some accelerated non-stick wear just from constant contact. But on most of these appliances, I store them when I'm not using them with a towel to keep any extra friction from happening between the top and the bottom surfaces touching. The cord is going to be fairly short, probably 2.5 to 3 feet long, which is pretty standard on most of these smaller kitchen appliances. And for anyone wondering, it's 1440 watts. There's not much more to the griddle, so I'm going to get it heated up and we're going to try out a pizza on it. Okay, the griddle is now heated up, and believe it or not, it only took about 2 minutes, which I thought was fairly quick. Now, the pizza I'm going to cook in it is this Jack's Original Thin Pizza. I haven't had Jack's in, I don't know, many years. It's not a pizza that I typically buy, but I did want to get one that would fit in the griddle because it is a 12-inch griddle, and it's not going to fit all the pizzas out there. It says the pizza takes 13 minutes to cook in an oven. So I'm going to set the timer for 13 minutes on my phone, and I'm going to keep tabs on the pizza, checking it every few minutes. Okay, it's been 6.5 minutes, so let's have a look at the pizza. And I'd say it's coming along nicely. So I'm probably going to check it again every couple minutes, just because I don't want it to get too overdone. Okay, time's up. I've been checking it, and it looks like it took the full 13 minutes to cook, just like the instructions on the pizza said. So that basically means that at least with this pizza, and probably for a lot of other things, the recommended time to cook something is going to be somewhere pretty close to the same amount of time that you need to cook it in the pizza griddle. So no sticking at all. And I did want to mention that, as probably most people would expect, the top does get pretty hot. Not hot enough to where you touch it for a second, you're going to have third-degree burns. But it does get uncomfortably hot when you touch it. The handle stays very cool. I don't think that there's a way to lock the lid so that it can stay open in the 90-degree position, which that would be nice. And I did look through the instruction book to see, and I just don't think that there's a way to do it, but I could be missing something. So that would probably be, I don't want to say a complaint, but it would be an option I would like to see on it, because sometimes you're not going to want to open it 180 degrees. The instructions also say to put a light coat of oil on the nonstick surface, and I did not do that for the pizza simply because there really wouldn't have been much to stick unless a piece of cheese or something had fell off. But depending on what I cook, like if I was cooking eggs or something, I probably wouldn't use oil, I would use butter, but I would put something on the griddle depending on what I'm cooking, but probably not for the pizzas. So here's a look at the first pizza I cooked on the Dash 12-inch pizza griddle. Looks pretty good. The crust is fairly crisp, and I expected that it would be because it is a thin crust pizza. It also appears to have done a very good job of getting the crust crispy and getting the top of the pizza done. So what are my thoughts on the Dash pizza griddle? I think that it worked very well. It heated the pizza in the same amount of time that it would have taken to heat it in the oven, but I didn't have to heat the house up with the oven. Being that the inside of the pizza cooker is non-stick, there was absolutely no issues with anything stuck on, and even if it did get stuck on, it would easily come off. It also has some weight to it where it's not terribly heavy, but it's enough to keep it from really sliding around when you want to use it, because the last thing you want is for this thing to go falling off the cabinet when it's hot and has food in it. And as I said earlier, I do like the option of being able to cook wet foods and liquidy foods because it has the lips of about an inch or so in height all the way around. The only negative I can find at this point is I would like to be able to lock the lid up at about 90 degrees. The pizza griddle can also be stood up for easy storage. And really, I think for $30, I think that that's a pretty good price, all things considered, being that you can not only cook pizzas, wet foods, but that you can open the griddle up 180 degrees and use it as a flat griddle also. So that's going to do it for now, but as soon as I wrap this video up, I'm going to be doing a second video that's going to be comparing the Dash pizza griddle to a pizza cooker that I did a video on a few years ago. I think it'll be interesting to see which one works better, or if they end up doing the exact same thing. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.